There's something unusual about this 2.5. Can you spot it? A transmission dipstick.
That's right, gentlemen. This is a 2000 Jeep Cherokee SE with a 2.5 liter and an automatic. The XJ is no stranger to the 2.5 liter. After all, it is the standard equipped engine for all years except 2001. For its first 3 model years, you could get the 2.5 with a 4 or 5 speed manual or a 3-speed automatic. The Chrysler-sourced A904 was used until 1986 behind all engines in the XJ. In 1987, apparently, I have heard, the 4-cylinder got the AW4, the same heavy 4-speed automatic used with the 6-cylinder. And these are the ones that apparently got 456 gears in the axles. Now, I've only heard of these. They were obviously very rare, only made for the 87 model year, and obviously extremely slow even for the late 80s. I don't know if these actually exist, but 1987 was the last year you could buy a 2.5 liter in a Cherokee with an automatic. The 4-speed manual, the AX4, was dropped in the XJ after 1988, but remained available in the MJ until its last year in 1992. So all the XJ 2.5 liters had the 5-speed manual until 1994, when the automatic option returned. This time, we had the 30RH of the Torque Flight series, again sourced from Chrysler. The 30RH is just an updated, revised variant of the original A904, keeping only 3 forward speeds. It was used in the XJ until 2000, when the 2.5 liter was removed from the lineup. But if any of you have ever driven a 2.5 liter XJ, likely with a manual, they're not exactly fast. And I had to know how it was possible to make one even slower. After 1997, if you got a 2.5 liter with an automatic, you could not get 4-wheel drive. I don't know about 94 to 96, but in 97 plus, all of the 2.5 liter automatic XJs that exist are 2-wheel drive only. That peculiar fact says to me, these things are so unusably slow that if you put 4-wheel drive in them, they'd be literally useless.
It must be some sort of balancer, some sort of harmonic thing.
This is on top of the fact that, even as is, nobody bought them. Why would you? Really, the main reason to get the 2.5 liter is because they're better on gas and cheaper. The automatic transmission being a pricey upgrade, you lose both the cheap cost and the better on gas part. And remember, they can only be 2-wheel drive, rendering this, statistically, the most useless XJ there ever was.
Alright. Very interesting. It does sound different. Miles an hour. Second gear at 25. Oh, we got third. Okay.
We're in the top gear right now.
Because I'm just rolling, yeah. Oh my god, it doesn't feel like an XJ at all.
What's it feel like?
Not an XJ, I don't know.
A Hyundai or some shit.
Right. This is so eye-opening for me. I want to say it's awesome, but it's not. It's so not awesome.
It's like a cat at the shelter that's never going to find a home. It just reached out to me and I bought it.
Yeah.
We'll go up a hill so you can see what it can do up the hill.
Now you know why I started laughing when he was driving it.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, I don't even, it is extraordinarily mundane.
Yes.
What?
But wait till you hit the real hill.
Oh my lord.
That way.
Like, I feel like our rolling momentum is helping us more than the engine. Wow. Oh my god. I got it floored. It's floored right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to run over those dogs.
All right, go straight. by the duck pond.
Duck pond. Okay, so from like 0 to 5 miles an hour, it feels okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then like at any speed faster than 5,
Take a right.
it's like, I can't do this.
See, it's the duck pond.
Hey, that's cool. All right, we'll test out reverse.
I think it works better in reverse than forward.
Yeah. I bet it is steeper. I don't know off the top of my head. That's like 80% throttle. That's incredible. You have to just floor it everywhere you go. Move this way. I think this would be an acceptable engine if you didn't ever need to drive anywhere.
Like it's good sitting in the yard.
Yeah, it does that very well, I think.
Yeah.
Well, based on the lack of miles, I think
That's what it did.
that's what it did. Yeah.
So the guy who sold it to me, he was like, you know, it's a good little city car if you're not really going anywhere and you're not going fast at all. It's great. But you're not going to want to take a road trip in this thing.
So this goes to second. It does. So you do actually have a first gear lockout in this. The 4-liter automatic doesn't have that.
Huh.
Clearly this means it is better.
Clearly. Here we're in a 2000 2.5 liter 3-speed automatic. The owner, ingeniously copying Wayman's videos, installed his own glove box light. But he didn't find from an old junker one with a little hole already cut. He cut it out himself and then painted it. And it works.
Alright. Flooring it, I managed to hit 25 before the speed bump. I can tell the AC's on in the gas pedal.
That's why I just don't drive it.
At all.
Well, I drive in the mornings before the sun comes out.
Yeah. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Does it have a limited slip? It does not. 1, 2, 3, and 3/4? Does this have 373 gears? The ID tag just says 3.5. I don't see any other methods of ID on this thing. Does it have 355s? It's like either 355 or 373. Oh, look at that. This is a part number on the axle. Valve stem's at the top. Count the rotations of the drive shaft.
If you look up specs on the XJ, like in old forum posts or on the Wikipedia page, it lists 456 as the gear ratio applicable to the 4-cylinder automatic combo. But if you really think about it, that doesn't make any sense because that'd put the RPM beyond redline at interstate speeds. The 4-speed manual, without an overdrive gear, uses 355 gears in the axles. The 3-speed automatic, which also does not have an overdrive gear, should therefore also use 355s, because even with 373 gears, we're talking almost 4,000 RPM at 65 miles an hour. I don't think any XJ ever came with 456 gears from the factory. The only instance I can think of that makes sense is the 1987 only 2.5 liter with AW4. And we don't even know if those are real.
Alright, in an effort to find out what the RPM is in this thing, we've ripped the cluster out of Jenna's TJ, because it's also a 2000. And it works. It works! Okay. Do we have a tachometer? Yes, we do.
So somebody, if you were dishonest, could just take a lower mile one and plug it in there and nobody would know.
Yeah.
If you're buying a Jeep with less miles.
Yeah, see, Jenna's TJ now only has 85,000 miles on it.
Your TJ's worth a lot now.
All right, we got the AC going. I got the pedal to the floor right now. Whoa! It's still floored. It's still floored. Yeah, there's a stop sign. Wow, that was exciting.
It got almost up to 4 before it went to second.
Yeah. Oh. Come on. Okay. Wow.
Ronnie and Jenna were kind enough to let me obsess over this thing for a while. They bought it for no reason, really. They drove it and thought, huh, how adorable. We could use this as a lawn ornament. It is really clean. It's actually the cleanest and lowest mileage XJ I've ever seen before. Within reason, because it never got used for anything.
Is it bad to drive it like this?
No, it's what
It's
it's
okay.
designed to do, yeah.
It's designed to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Erlen likes to cruise at 3,000 in his 2.5.
Oh, yeah?
He's also got 410s, steeper gears, but his is a manual. Yeah, I mean, that's... The only thing you can do to lower RPM is go slower.
Right. Now,
26.5 seconds is abysmally slow. And I was trying to look up a similar car that had a similar 0 to 60 and be like, that's even slower than this car. But nobody's even heard of any of these cars. Look at this list here. Volkswagen Triumph, the Beetle 1200, I don't know what that is. 1964 Volkswagen Beetle, Tata Nano, Fiat 850, Triumph. I don't know what Triumph is. International Pro Star Limited semi-truck. What? This is slower than a 2008 International Pro Star Limited semi-truck. I don't even know what that is. So I was scrolling down this list trying to find a recognizable car that the average person would know. There's a 66 Ford Bronco with a 21-second 0 to 60. The Volkswagen Rabbit, I've heard of that. What else we got here? The Toyota Corolla 1100 from 1968 goes 0 to 60 6 seconds faster than this thing. I scrolled all the way down here before I found 1977 Jeep Cherokee Chief. That's one of the first model years of the SJ Cherokee. And it goes 0 to 60 in 18.5 seconds. It is unfathomable how slow this thing is, but it gets worse. Because wait until you see how it is with the AC on.
go.
We'll just say 32 seconds. Okay, 32 seconds. That is over half a minute to get from 0 to 60 miles an hour in this thing. I think this is the slowest car that you could buy in 2000. I cannot think of, in the year 2000, this is the slowest thing you could buy. Aside from a moped or something. I don't know. And that's about it. The most exceptionally mundane Cherokee of all time. Or I should clarify, the most exceptionally mundane XJ of all time, because I don't think any of these hideous things are anything more than mundane in any configuration. If you remember Chrysler's weak justification for discontinuing the XJ in 2001, they said it was an aging, somewhat bland SUV. And we can ignore the fact that they willingly decided it'd be a good idea to cut production on their best-selling vehicle ever, that was still selling like crazy after almost 20 years. Let's ignore that. But I've never thought of the XJ as an aging, somewhat bland SUV. And I understand, as an enthusiast, I am not immune to bias, but even as just an average, cheap, reliable car, the Cherokee still stands the test of time even today, I've always thought. You can reasonably still drive one of these daily, still. So, 2.5 decades ago, when they described it as aging and somewhat bland, I really just don't see how that was even close enough of a reason to stop making them. But then, I drove this one, and this one, this 2000 2.5 liter automatic with no features. This is what I would call an aging, somewhat bland SUV. I can absolutely understand that even 25 years ago, nobody wanted this thing. It was just as useless then as it is now. This is an XJ that is less XJ than another given XJ, because it removes everything that makes a Cherokee what it is. Think, the XJ is defined by the AMC 4-liter inline-6, the indestructible Toyota AW4 or AX15, the dead simple and impressively capable four-wheel drive system, and of course, the iconic boxy styling that cements its place next to inventions like the wheel or the light bulb. This one, though, doesn't have any of those things beyond the style, and style alone is not enough to carry a product line like Jeep. Well, it is nowadays, but not back then. You know, I think this kind of describes why the Liberty was such a failure, because the Liberty didn't even have the styling. It had nothing, the XJ did. I think the decision to drop the 2.5 liter for 2001 is just as much of a this drivetrain configuration is obsolete move as it is it's the last year, we go out with a bang. It really shows how the 4-liter is the monumental pinnacle, the crest of the peak of all Jeep was ever meant to be. That's what this Jeep does. It puts that into perspective. It shows a car is not defined by just one thing, but by all of its aspects. The 2.5 liter has a place, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that place was in the heavier 97 Plus Cherokee with a useless two-wheel drive automatic attached to it. It still leaves the question, what are these supposed to be for? If you imagine yourself in the year 2000 and you need a vehicle for whatever reason, what scenario would lead anyone to buy a 2.5 automatic XJ? Like, I can't think of anything. It must have just been a fleet car or something. I don't know.